Where do I even start to begin about the last 12 days? I don't even know. What a crazy time it's been in the UAE and in the world. It's been a crazy time in the world, let's be honest. And we have only had a small fraction of things that are going on and the difficulties that people have been facing. I'm fully aware that there are people in much worse situations than we are, like way worse, that we can't even imagine, and that are genuinely every day worried for their safety. So I just want to say that first. Like, I'm by no means like bunkering down with my kids every day wondering if we're going to get bombed. Like, that's not happening. But having said that, it has been a very strange time to be having missiles flying above your head and intercepted and hearing bangs and yeah, just watching everything unfold in real time. We'll put in a little bit of footage from the first Saturday that this started happening. So I think that was like the 28th of March, I believe. That was when things first started to kick off here for us, when we got the first alert that evening. That daytime we'd been at the beach, didn't think anything of everything that was happening. To be honest, I don't actually read the news that much, so I didn't realise what was unfolding until our friends told us. After we had heard the huge bangs on our way home from the beach, we then went home and I thought we need to start packing like an emergency bag. At that point, Charlie was like, "You're well over exaggerating, like this is not necessary." But I felt like I, for my sanity, just like needed everything packed into one bag, like a few changes of clothes for me and the girls, our passport, some water, some like snacks and stuff, like God forbid. Like, I'm going to be honest, at this point I'm thinking like everywhere's getting bombed down. Like, that's kind of what I thought. That was my mindset.
Mass panic. ChatGPT, where's the best place for them to be in a bomb in the house?
No, but this is legit. I'm not going to lie. This is stuff you need to know. You need to know where is the best place to shelter from a bomb. And like, I'm thinking I need something. I need my bag to have all of my essentials in, like, with me at all times. Saturday evening, we woke up to the alert at like midnight, I think it was, 12:30. And like, it's the worst sound ever, like so loud, and it shook us all to our core. Like, I was very panicked then, and we ended up going downstairs into our friend's maid's room, and all of us sleeping in there, like 4 adults and 3 kids and the dog, all in this little tiny room, and we didn't know what was going to be next. No.
Due to the current situation, a potential missile threat seek immediate shelter.
We've just jumped out of bed after seeing this text message or this alert come through. Got dressed and are debating whether we go downstairs into a room that's not near a window or doors, like in the instructions, or if we all keep the kids in bed, you know. I feel sick. But this is the first time that I feel like I've got like indigestion. I know. Last night we scrambled down to the maid's room, the place with minimal windows, and on the lowest floor. And here we are with all of our stuff. Josh and G slept down here, and we all slept on this, next to the toilet. Things then carried on all night, just like bangs. Obviously we were watching the news and we really just didn't know what was going to happen. We popped home for a little bit just to get some, like, I didn't want to start eating into my emergency bag, so I then wanted to go home, get changed, have a shower. We'd left our house a tip, so because we left in a rush. So we came back and we started like tidying up and stuff, putting things away, and then there were more bangs. They started to get louder and like really shake the windows and rattle the doors, to the point where we were like, okay, we need to hurry up now, get back to our friends if that's where we're saying that we're going to shelter, and nothing else matters basically. So that's what we done. Just quickly ran home to get some, not really essential bits, but just more changes of clothes to take with us to our friend's house, and then any food that we had, like fresh food, we're bringing with us, so we've got everything in one place. But when we were getting ready, there was like lots of bangs and stuff, so it just, we started tidying up and that sort of thing, had a shower, but when you start hearing the bangs, it makes you think like this is not a necessity to do this and we need to just hurry up. So a bit of a weird feeling, like not knowing if I don't really feel like we're going to come back and it's going to be flat, because if it is, then we're going to be flat.
Right, what music do you want for the journey?
Yeah.
Right, let's go D-Block Europe. That'll do. No smalls.
Very weird feeling. We've been talking about the fact of like what happens after all this. Do we stay here? Do we go somewhere else? All that sort of thing.
Like the roads are very quiet.
And nobody knows. Yeah, no one's on the roads really.
Other than it. What's mad is I ordered a Tocado last night. That's mad. Like the delivery.
Because
boys
last
still
night it
don't
was.
know.
I mean, they're still delivering as normal now. Because we've ordered stuff on InstaShop.
There's no
But-
toilet around here.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, yes, this time yesterday we weren't even at the beach yet, and like nothing was wrong. Well, I didn't know of anything happening, and now, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're coming like every hour and a half ish. This sort of bangs and stuff. So, but let's see what today holds. Really, today's Sunday, 1st of March. So, yeah, we'll see. We were trying to stay calm for the kids and not focus too much on like what we can hear or the alerts and stuff, because my oldest daughter was really picking up on like how we were acting, what we were saying, and she still does now whenever she hears anything. The early days of this all happening, right at the beginning, we were questioning everything, like, is it safe to stay here? Should we be fleeing now? Like, is our house going to be flat when we come back? Are we losing our belongings? I know it sounds really a bit like over exaggerated, but that's genuinely how we were feeling at the time. And then after Sunday, I think it was, I didn't really pick up my camera because it's just been a crazy week and a half. Work has been super busy, just in general. Like, obviously our job just keeps us distracted when we're busy all the time. We had a couple of days when we didn't have our nanny, so we were having to just juggle having the kids and both trying to work full time. We've all been working from home since this happened and haven't gone back to the office yet. Kids are off school and off nursery, so the advice really was to stay at home and to shelter at home. Then we had like a few days where we didn't have any alerts or anything, and then it started to pick up again at the end of last week, where we would have like 1 or 2 alerts to say like shelter indoors, there's missile threats. I would have shown that on screen, one of the messages. There's missile threats, to stay indoors, stay sheltered away from windows and doors and stuff. And then we tend to get a message kind of like 15-20 minutes later when things have all been sorted that we're safe to carry on. I have really struggled with the mental aspect of all of this. Safety wise, I feel really safe in the UAE. The government are doing a great job. The military are doing a great job to keep us all protected and informed in the things that we need to know. But it's more the fact of like, it's playing with my emotions, because we can go about our everyday life. We're lucky that we can go about our everyday life. But I don't want to be away from my children. I'm not going off here, there and everywhere without one of us being with the kids. For the first week, we wouldn't even let the kids out of the house without us. Like, well, the first few days they didn't even go in the garden. Then I said, okay, like, let's let the kids out in the garden for like an hour. Like, they were going stir crazy. And then slowly they went to the park opposite our house, and then eventually now the last few days I've let our nanny take them to the park opposite. They are never more than like a 2-minute grab from me, and I don't feel comfortable with that yet. That's what I'm struggling with. Like, Charlie and I can't both be out of the house doing different things away from the house without the kids. So at the weekend, this weekend was fairly normal for us. We went for breakfast, we saw friends, we were like out and about doing things. We did have alerts whilst we were out, and again, this is also like the bit that I'm struggling with. The alert goes off and everyone looks around at each other and then no one really does anything. So should we be taking shelter immediately? I don't know, because it's very hard, like if you're in your car or if you're out on a walk, or you know what I mean. So like, I don't know what would happen if I'm out on a walk around the community and I'm like 10 minutes from home. I'm not just going to knock on someone's door to shelter in their house, you know what I mean? So in that aspect, it's very, very confusing. Another thing is everyone in the UK is being fed British press, British media, well, just the Western media in general, and they are hugely blowing things out of proportion. It is a scary time, like I just said, but we, on a whole, are pretty safe here, and we all feel safe here, and that is the reason why we haven't left yet. But that's not to get confused with the fact whether we have questioned if we need to leave or not. I find that it's a huge mental burden worrying about the kids and worrying if we're doing the right thing staying here. The thing that Charlie and I have discussed is if we go back to the UK or if we leave the country, what's the milestone for us to come back? And that's the thing that we haven't worked out yet, hence the reason why we haven't left. Because our day-to-day lives are safe, we feel happy being here. I'm going to be honest, we've slept really easy every night. We are lucky, we sleep very well, both of us, but other than the first few days, we've slept easy, and our day-to-day lives go on enough to keep us functioning. But it is the unknown. There is limited flights. There is the question of, should we be staying here long term? What will the UAE look like long term? What will our jobs look like? What will the economy look like in the world? And I think that's just all a big fat question mark at the moment. And that has been the main stress for me. I've honestly questioned everything. I've questioned everything at the moment. I've questioned whether I should just quit my corporate job and travel for a bit, and I've thought about if we need to move country. I've thought about if we need to go back to the UK for 2 or 3 months. I've thought about everything, and really that is what's consumed me. There's been too much thought. There has been too many decisions to make. There has been a lot of responsibility, a huge amount of responsibility, and that is where I have struggled. I don't have the answers to any of this at the moment, but all I can say is we feel safe in the UAE. We are staying put for now. I have an emergency bag packed that I have not unpacked, and I don't plan on unpacking until we know things have calmed down and are clear and the war is over, basically. Charlie and I are putting in place an emergency plan for our family just in case things were to escalate and we couldn't leave by air. That is obviously the worst case scenario, but because we're staying put here, I think that it's just our responsibility as parents and to be responsible for ourselves that we have this emergency plan put together. It's been a whirlwind of a week and a half since we came back from a holiday in Australia, and I still probably can't put this into proper words for everyone to understand how we might be feeling and what things we've been facing. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little video to update you all and say that we're all fine and give you a little insight into everything that I've been feeling. I plan on vlogging this week, and I wanted to just do a little video beforehand so that I don't just jump straight into that and pretend like nothing's happened. I'm sure throughout this week's vlog you'll see what it's like living in the UAE at the moment as a family of four, a young British family, and all the things that we have to think about at the moment and consider. So hope everyone is safe out there, and like I said, we are very, very fortunate that we are not in the situation where we feel like our lives are at immediate risk.